Today we are turning myself into 2016 me. I don't know if I want to do this, but here we are, we're doing it. I thought it would be really cool because generally my interests in fashion and makeup haven't changed, but I was so incredibly bad at them that it's a little bit embarrassing. But we're gonna do it. Let me find the photos of what I looked like back then. Now you can probably hear my laptop because this laptop is 10 years old. In fact, I think it might be 14 years old. So I had to dig it out to basically find these photos because I couldn't find them anywhere else. I think all of these are selfies. As you can see, I did very thick eyeliner. Very thick eyeliner. I never wore lashes then at all. And my lashes are blonde. So you can imagine it just looks a little bit weird. The choker I still have. In fact, I think I have a fair amount of this stuff still. So I did like a black lip then as well. So we're definitely going to be doing that today. I still have these tights, I think. If not, I have tights that are like it because we're going to do makeup and outfits. I still have this necklace. I still have both of these necklaces. Interesting fact, I think 2016 was the last time before 2025 that I had blonde hair. So basically 2016 was my gap year and I was working full time, and before I went to uni I wanted my natural hair colour back, so we lightened it to that because I'm actually a natural blonde. So this, in this photo and this photo, this is pretty much my natural hair. I don't have any of these clothes though, apart from, oh, I do have this red cardigan. We're going to be doing a thick eyeliner, black lips, and then nothing else on my face because I never did blush. I never did foundation. I did also have a side parting, so I think we're going to have to try and do something about that. First things first, we're going to be using, because I believe this is what I used back then, is a e.l.f. liquid liner to do my eyeliner. I'm so nervous. We'll also put the 3 little dots because I remember I used to do those 3 little dots on my eyes all the time back then. My eyebrows are very, very different. I never used to pluck or shave them at all, so they looked atrocious in those photos. So I think I used to do quite like a upward tick. So let's do that. Yeah, that looks about right. I also ignored the fact that I have hooded eyes. So I would just do my eyeliner, and if it didn't look good for my eyes, it didn't look good. But it was so weird growing up then because you didn't have as much information online about how to do things, and you really had to try and work it out yourself as to what looked good for you. I feel like you can kind of speedrun that nowadays. This is going to be a task to actually do thick liner because my brain doesn't want to. I know I always used to bring it all the way down here, whereas I don't do that now. I'll leave the inner corner of my eye free so that it looks like I have a bigger eye. I feel like you're one of 2 categories if you were doing makeup in 2016. You're either the full glam girly, you know, with the full contour, lashes, all of that, or you were the emo girly. I feel like there wasn't much in between that year, but I could be wrong. We're kind of getting there. I also never curled my eyelashes, so we're not curling my eyelashes, which is a crime. I think I used to come out from my eye slightly with the wing, and then I always had this annoying, because my eyes are hooded, this annoying, oops, little bit that I had to join up. I'm pretty sure, fuck. Yeah, this is how long it's been since I've used liquid eyeliner, basically. Like this. I'm pretty sure that's accurate. Oh, I don't know, it's so hard to tell. I honestly think it might have been a bit thicker around here. Oh yeah, that looks like how I used to do it. See how it looks fine when I look down, but when I look up, it's a bit scuffed. That's how I used to have it all the time. And then I just put 3 little dots like that. Let's start from the inner corner. I think that's as even as they're gonna be. And again, like I said, I did not care if they were even or not. I just did it. Let's do my eyebrows. Basically, they were bushy. They were not tailored at all. So we're just gonna go with a brown mascara and just like make them look a little bit more unkempt. Yeah, that looks a bit more like what they used to look like. Although they had no shape to them. Well, they had a shape to them, but it was like a very, very downward shape. How anyone thought I was attractive, I have no idea. They must have been delusional. They definitely were a lot more unshaped though, like they were just kind of thick. Black lipstick. I think it used to be like a purpley black, but I don't have a purpley black. I think my closest thing to what I used to do would be this Morphe colour. Although, lining my lips would be wrong. I don't think I ever lined them, so let's not do that. Let's just actually just find the lipstick. I have the Morphe lipstick. It definitely wouldn't have been a Morphe lipstick. If you watched my recent makeup decluttering, it would have been one of the Amazon lipsticks that I used to use on my lips. And I got rid of all of those because they're 10 years old. Yeah, I think this is closer. It was a bit darker than this colour, but I also had a fake Kylie lip kit. That must have been atrocious because I never even kept that. And then I hate it. I hate it already. Now, mascara. I would not have done anything special. In fact, I probably have an e.l.f. mascara, and I think this would have been very, yeah, this is like the mascara brush that I always used to use. Like a really short, chunky mascara. That is the makeup done. I look atrocious, I know, but this is what I used to look like 10 years ago. Let's move on to finding the outfit. I'm a little bit more concerned about this because I never used to wear skirts. If I wore anything, it would be shorts and like a tank top, like a flowy tank top, or a dress. So I think we're gonna have to go the dress route because I don't own any shorts that would match the 2016 aesthetic anymore. Okay, so here we have my wardrobe, and in fact, my dresses are over here, and I hope that we can find something that will kind of fit. I definitely have some boots that I can use because they're dirty. I'm gonna have to wash them, but I used to wear these kind of things all the time. Fake dogs. I never owned a pair of dogs, but these will do for that. Now, dress. I used to wear a lot of blacks and greys. This is definitely something I would have worn in 2016. So I think we're gonna go with this. It's a black velvet skater style dress. And I definitely remember I used to always opt for thicker bands like this. So we're gonna wear this one. So this is the outfit. And these tights are looking oddly similar to that picture. I'm gonna have to double look, but they might be those tights. I'm really hoping that they're not because that would be concerning. I have the shoes on and this is feeling very, very weird. Now all that's left is to put my hair into a side parting and get some jewellery on. This looks atrociously bad now. I'm so glad I switched to a middle part, but that is pretty much where I would part it. Now jewellery, I have exactly the same jewellery that I used to wear, so we're going to put that on. I have this sun pendant, which is really, really pretty. This is actually used to be my sister's. And then this is the choker. This is the exact choker that I used to wear. I think it would be fitting to put this on, seeing as this is pretty much the only piece of clothing that I have from back then. I actually have a black one as well that I used to wear a lot, and I still have that too, but that's downstairs. This is 2016-year-old me. 2016-year-old me, that's not correct. But yeah, this is what I looked like in 2016. This is so weird to see. It's freaking me out a little bit, I can't lie. This is what I looked like in my gap year before university. And why did no one tell me this looked atrociously bad? I want to know what you guys used to do in 2016, and I'll see you in my next one.